After determining that that sand point was not going to be sufficient and not work out, obviously, it kind of motivated me to try and get the road up the side of the property and get back to that spring. I spent 4 or 5 hours on Friday and got the road cut in, and I tried to cut it back into the hill, so even if I start slipping around up here, I'm going to slide into back into the hill versus sliding off the down the other hill. And I got all the way to the corner, and I've been able to get the backhoe up the road there, but it's awful steep. Actually, if you can see the backhoe up there sitting on the hill. So just using the backhoe, the loader bucket, I've been able to cut this in and move the dirt in a way where it's going to create a bank that I can turn on. It's pretty steep. And I may create another jog back, another zigzag at some point, but I really just want to be able to get back to where I think the spring is. And as I've been going up the hill, I've been piling all the brush off to the left here, and you can see the backhoe sitting there. And actually just at the top of the hill there, about I don't know, 50 yards past that is where that spring is. And so I want to get past this first steep part here so I can get back to that spring with the backhoe and dig on it and see what happens. So this is the road. This is the potential where we can turn and drive. Then there's the other road that comes off the other side. Hope to get my lumber delivered up here this week. But in the meantime, I wanted to get this road figured out so I can get back there. The water's the number one concern I have, and if there's any way possible that I can find a spring up here and avoid having to spend the $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 that it's going to cost to drill a well, that would be tremendous, because we're doing this out of pocket. We're doing this as we can afford to do it, and naturally nothing is happening as fast as we want it to. Hopefully we get another little summer storm to roll over the hill and cool things off. where I've come so far. Cedar just called. Her dad and mom are here, and we're having a birthday party for them, so I get to leave the backhoe where it is basically and get down the hill. Back up here behind me is where I'm going. I'd like to get up next to that big Douglas fir, and it flattens out quite a bit up there, and about 50-60 yards back that way is where I think one spring could be. I should be able to get back there tomorrow morning and hopefully get digging and see what I can find. Again, if I can find a spring that I could build a spring box or something, then put a couple of large, maybe 2,500 gallon storage tanks somewhere between here and the main house and the shop house. That just confirms that I will, at least on this lower part of the property, I won't have to use any pumps. And this is a big deal, and so for that reason it's worth driving the backhoe up the hill, and as I go I try and grab the stumps that I can and push them off to a pile. The only way I'm going to be able to use the backhoe to pull the stumps is if I go either up or down. There's no way I'm comfortable putting this thing on an angle on this hill. I like this backhoe way too much to do that. So my plan for tomorrow, I'm going to get up here early, get to work, and try and get all this cleaned up all the way back to where I stopped cutting. And that is where I think this spring is. Again, we hope to start framing this week, but we're kind of, we got some other things that we're waiting to hear back on before we do it, and that's what's holding it up. So anyway, I'm sure grateful that I have this backhoe. I don't know what I would do without the backhoe. This thing's got all the power it needs. I would love to have an excavator at some point down the road, but in the meantime I can do basically everything I need to. I may pick up another little small grading tractor that I can rebuild over winter, something like that. But anyway, this New Holland backhoe, sure, getting it done. So